In this video demonstration, I will show you how to configure a DNS zone in Azure DNS. Here we are in the Azure portal. We select Create Resource, we type DNS zone, and then we select DNS zone and select Create. Here we have the Create DNS Zone page. We specify which resource group we're going to use. Here I have pre-created one named DNSRG, and this will host all of the resources associated with this particular Azure DNS zone that we are creating. Here we specify in the name field whether or not this zone is a child of an existing zone already hosted in Azure DNS, and that is not the case. And then we specify the name of the zone. In this case, the name of the zone will be tailwindtraders.xyz. And as you are aware, .xyz is not a valid top-level domain name, and we're just using it for demonstration purposes here so that I don't have to go through the process of actually delegating a zone from a domain registrar. I select Review and Create, and then I select Create. It performs a deployment, and the deployment occurs. The deployment is underway, and now the interface displays that the deployment has succeeded. I select the Go to Resource option, and this brings up the tailwindtraders.xyz DNS zone page. This page contains information in the Azure portal, including the name servers that this zone is hosted by. This will be important later on when we test the record that we create. So I select the option New Record Set. This will allow me to create records within the zone. I specify the name of the record that I wish to create, www, so the record will be www.tailwindtraders.xyz. It's going to be an A record, also known as a host record, and I'm going to keep the defaults here, such as the time to live being 1 hour. I then specify the IP address. Here I specify it as 128.250.213.212. I'll scroll further down the page and then select OK. It goes in the background and creates a record set. Here I am demonstrating again the list of name servers, nameserver 1-05.azure.dns.com. And what I will do is I will copy the name of that name server into the clipboard. I then, from the Azure portal interface, open a Cloud Shell instance, which gives me a command prompt within the Azure portal. At the prompt, I use the NS lookup command, which allows me to query a DNS server. I type NS lookup www.tailwindtraders.xyz, and then I specify the address of the name server, which I paste from the buffer, which is ns1-05.azure-dns.com. I press return, and the query returns the address 128.250.213.212, which demonstrates that the record that I created in the zone that I created is now present within Azure DNS.